Sometimes all it takes is a single viral video to tell you everything you need to know about how power really works in a country. We're talking about a lavish wedding, a designer dress, and a massive political scandal. Today, we're going to unpack how this one wedding video pulls the curtain back on some pretty deep hypocrisy at the very top of the Iranian state. And what it shows us is way more than just a family party. It's about power, control, and a really shocking double standard. So on one hand, you've got the official rule in Iran: every woman must wear a hijab. It's mandatory, and it's strictly enforced by the state's morality police. If you break that rule, you could be looking at jail time. But then, on the other hand, you get this. A video pops up online of a top official's daughter at her own wedding, in a strapless gown with her head totally uncovered. And it's not just her. Her mom and other female guests are all there without hijabs too. It's a complete flip of the very laws the state enforces so brutally on its own people. You've probably heard that old saying, those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Well, it feels like it was written for this exact situation. This whole story is about a powerful man who for years has been a part of a system that throws stones, enforcing these strict rules on the public. But as this video shows, it looks like his own family is living in a very different, very transparent kind of house. It really makes you wonder, right? How seriously does the state really take these rules when it comes to their own? And believe me, the state takes enforcement seriously. To police what people wear in public, they've reportedly recruited 80,000 officers. That is a massive force just to make sure people are following the dress code. So who is this powerful guy whose family seems to get a pass? The man at the center of all this is Ali Shamkhani. For decades, he's been one of the most powerful and influential people in Iran, a guy right at the heart of the country's military and security world. He's a household name over there, but his story, well, it goes a lot deeper than just one viral video. Shamkhani's career is basically a roadmap of modern Iranian history. He actually started out as an anti-regime guerrilla fighter before the 1979 revolution. After that, his rise was just meteoric. He became Minister of the Revolutionary Guards, then Minister of Defense for almost a decade. He even ran for president. For 10 solid years, he held one of the most important jobs in the whole country, as the head of the Supreme National Security Council. And today, he's a direct political advisor to the Supreme Leader himself. I mean, his influence has been everywhere. He commanded the powerful IRGC Navy, that's the naval branch of the Revolutionary Guards. He directed all national security policy, and he was even the chief nuclear negotiator with the United States. This guy has been a central architect of Iran's modern security state. But, as you can imagine, a long career like that has also been followed by a lot of controversy. And this is where we get into the more serious allegations, things that go way beyond just social hypocrisy. The wedding video might have made people angry, but there have been other, much darker issues following Shamkhani. And these issues have led to some major shakeups in his career and raised some pretty serious questions inside the Iranian government itself. So back in May 2023, Shamkhani was forced out of his incredibly powerful job as National Security Secretary. So how did that happen? Well, it all started when a former colleague of his, a man named Ali Akbari, was executed for spying for the UK. That shocking execution kicked off an investigation that led straight back to Shamkhani himself, and boom, shortly after, he was out. But the spy connection was just the beginning. Reports also started surfacing about his alleged connections to a cartel involved in kidnapping and drug trafficking, a cartel that was reportedly working with parts of the IRGC. Now think about that for a second. The very institution that's supposed to protect the state. These aren't just criminal accusations. They point to some serious corruption where national security and organized crime meet. Okay, so we've got the social hypocrisy, and we've got these really serious criminal allegations. But what about his actual political ideology? I mean, what are the goals of a man who has been at this level for so long? Well, his own words give us a pretty chilling look into his ambitions for Iran's future on the world stage. You don't have to guess, because he said it himself. In an interview, Shamkhani was quoted saying, "If I return to defense, I will try to build an atom bomb." He even said he regretted that Iran didn't build one back in the 90s. This is not a subtle hint, okay? It's a flat-out declaration of his desire to make Iran a nuclear-armed power. And just like that, we're back where we started. The story begins with a wedding dress and it ends with the ambition for an atomic bomb. It connects the private hypocrisy of the elite with the dark side of state crime and this drive for ultimate power. The main theme here is this huge disconnect, one set of rules for them and a totally different set for everybody else. So all of this leaves us with a pretty fundamental question. The story of Ali Shamkhani isn't really just about one guy. It's a window into a system that seems to be at war with itself. It forces us to ask, when the people in power live by a completely different set of rules than the ones they enforce on everyone else, what on earth is holding the system together?